guys, welcome to Co-Parenting Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to hit the bell so you know when I upload more videos. Alright guys, today we're going to talk about 5 things you need to remember as you co-parent with these people. Part 1, I think I'm going to have a couple of parts to this because it's good for us to keep track of what we need to remember as we co-parent with these people. Number 1 is that you're the only parent. You should know that by now. You're the only one that has the child's best interest at heart. They don't. The only time the narcissist is interested in being a parent, in quote, is if they need supply and they need attention. There's an agenda. There's always an agenda with this. 2, the person you had kids with doesn't exist. The person you had kids with doesn't exist. It simply means that the shadow or the mask that was presented to you is who you had kids with, is who you thought you were, getting married to, is who you thought you were in a relationship with. But that person doesn't exist because as you realize towards the end or the end of the relationship, that mask slipped and you realize you're looking at a stranger. You have been in bed with a stranger. You don't know who that person is. So the person you had kids with, the person that was presented to you doesn't exist. You gotta remember that. And of course, 3 is for you to always don't forget that the only thing you did wrong here is to buy into the mask that was presented. You bought into the con man's illusion. They presented what you wanted to see, which by the presented a reflection of yourself. You're looking for somebody that is kind-hearted, honest, genuine, things that you're looking for, that you wanted to bring in the relationship, and that's exactly what they brought to you. So the wrong thing that we did here was believing what we thought was the truth. Of course, that's not what happened. And 3, you're not perfect, but you're a good parent. You're a good parent because you obviously put the children's thoughts ahead of your own. That's not going to happen with the narcissist. You're a good parent because you're always trying to do what needs to be done regardless. They're paying child support. That doesn't mean that you're not going to feed your child. Somehow you find a way to feed your child. They're not helping out with school or coming to being taking in anything at all. Those things will still somehow you try to make it, get that done because you are not a narcissist. Because if you were, obviously you would not care too much about those things either. So, but you're not perfect, but you are a good parent. Another thing is that you are enough. And I say this because some of us coming from different backgrounds that we came with, different kind of family that maybe helped set us up for this kind of people. Some of us didn't have that experience, but some people do, or did have that experience where the family that they came from helped kind of made them prone to having this kind of people, the narcissist, in a relationship with them. But I want to remind you that you're enough. You're enough because if you weren't enough, the narcissist wouldn't have targeted you. If you weren't filled, the narcissist wouldn't have come at you. They came at you because you have the qualities that they needed. They came at you because you feel. Because if you're lacking, regardless of where the background is, they wouldn't have come at you. If you didn't have anything to offer, they wouldn't have come at you. So you have to remember that you're enough, and then you're gonna be enough still. When the relationship is over, after they left, you will still be enough. And that leads me to the next point, which is you have to remember they needed you. They needed you. You never needed them. They needed you to function. They needed you to exist. They needed you to feel like they're alive. You don't need them. You never needed them. You just happen to buy into what they presented to you that somebody like you would want to. But that wasn't them. They needed you. You never needed them. You still don't need them. You're enough. If you weren't enough, they wouldn't have targeted you. If you didn't have anything to offer, they wouldn't have targeted you. You are not perfect, but you're a good parent. The fact that you're a good parent, trying to find ways to work with a toxic person, where you still trying to abide by the rules, at the same time look after your children. That's not perfection. That is the good in you as a parent. The only thing you did wrong here is to buy into the illusion that was sold. That's the only thing we did wrong. If a narcissist presented themselves as they were, I'm sure, guaranteed that most of us would not have entered in a relationship with them. But that's not what they presented, presented to us. You are the only parent here. You are the only parent. We are co-parenting with a 5-year-old in an adult body. That's what we're doing. So once we wrap our mind around it, we operate from a level where you are like I said, the only parent. You are the only person that's logical here, the only person that thinks things through in terms of taking care of the children. So I just wanted to mention those 5 facts. We're gonna have another part to it, because there's so many things. Sometimes we forget as we go, and they're trying to maneuver what is going on with these people, because that's pretty much what it is every day, is to making sure your kids are okay, and you don't step into whatever it is they are not trying to, traps they're trying to lay out for you, because these people always, they're always doing the most, But as we gain knowledge, we gain power, and we'll do better, All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Of course, you know what I'm saying. Get your mind right. Get your mind together, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.